All right, welcome everyone to SirAntwi Education channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Now, today we are going to focus on grade 11 CAT study checklist. That is what topics that you should be taking into consideration before the examination. Right. So we are going to start with Word and then we move on to spreadsheet, and if we have enough time, we'll go to database and then HTML. We will try to cover every single topic for the grade 11 content. Right. Now, first of all, I'm going to start with Microsoft Word. Now, this document will also be shared. I think if you check comment section, you will see this particular document over there. And then you can also click on these links if you want to check the Microsoft Word and then also other topics. You will find the links there. Right. First of all, let me start with the word processing. Now, I'm going to start with the header and footer information, focusing also on the document properties, cover page, references, page setup, citation, and all these topics. Right. I shared the document with you, so you can also join me. You can download it. You will find grade 11 document, and then we have the grade 11 practical and then the grade 11 theory. So you will find them there, and then when you open the grade 11 practical, you will see all the data files that I'm going to use, focusing on one, Microsoft Word, whereby you'll find MS Word by SirAntwi. I'll be using it to go through all the topics. And then from there, the spreadsheet also, you'll find a grade 11 video Excel. You'll see the spreadsheet files. Then the database also files. You'll find all of them there. So you can download them and then you join me. Right. So I'm going to start with a Microsoft Word. So let's say I'm going to use one key point and then go through all the topics. Now, the first one is the header information, how to insert document info, and then also the document properties. Now, when you open Microsoft Word, let me remove the grammar. It's just going to disturb me today. Right. So when you open Microsoft Word, we have header, which is the top. You double click there and it will open the header section for you. Now, when it opens the header section for you, you can insert any of these document information. You will find document info, the author. You can insert the author there. You can also insert the file name. And then you can also insert from the document info the file path and then the document title. Then there are other aspects that you can also insert in the header and then the footer section. If you go to document info, you see document properties. There are other properties that you can insert in the header or the footer. For instance, the status, the title, the keyword, the manager, and others. You can insert any of them in the header or also in the footer section. Right. Again, you can insert date and time, and then you choose your date. But if, let's say, you want to insert date and time, that will update automatically. Or if the question says insert only the time, not the date. Insert only the time, but not the date. Now, when you go there and then you go to document info, you will find field. Now, when you click on field, then you look for date. Then you can type the date in a specific format. Let's say we want only the time. So you put the hour, colon, minute. That means it should show only the time from the date. We don't want the day, the month, and then also the year. We only want the time. And then you click OK. Then it's going to show the current time. That will be updated automatically. Right. There are other fields also like the number of words. If you go to document info, field. And if you're looking for the number of words, you just go there. And then you see num words, which is number of words. Then you can insert the number of words in any specific format, like 1, 2, 3, or first, second, third, or any format that you want to choose. So look out for some of these things. Not only the document info, there are other things that you can also insert, like a picture in the header or footer. And then you can also change the position of the header or the footer. So you have to watch out for some of these things. Right. That is all about the document info. Now, let's move to the next one, which is the cover page and changing the controls from the cover page. Now, let's say we want to insert cover page here. So we go to insert cover page. Then the question will tell you which specific cover page you have to choose. Let's say you want to choose motion cover page. And then we can type the year. Or they can tell you to choose a specific year. Then the title. Right. And then this image, they can ask you to change the image. Let me remove this one. Right. They can tell you to just change this image. You right click and then you see change picture. Then from this device so that you'll be able to change the picture that was used from this device. Then you can choose any picture that you want to choose. Right. So sometimes they can tell you to remove some of the control that are not needed. For instance, we don't want the author name. So you select it and then you press delete key so that to delete that particular control. And then again, sometimes they will tell you to insert a control which is not there. So that one, to do that, you have to go to the field because it is not there. And you have to look for that document info. So now when you go to the quick path, you see document properties. And then you can now choose, let's say we want to add category. Then you can now insert the category. Let's say the comment or the category. Then you can now insert it. If it's not there, you'll be able to also insert it also. Right. You just have to go to insert. Then you see quick path, and then you find the document property so that you'll be able to insert that one. So that is how we insert the cover page and then make changes or adjust our cover pages. Right. Now let's move straight to the next aspect, which is the page setup. So we go to page setup before we come to the references. Now, also regarding page setup, you'll be given a question to change the margins, the paper size, and also the orientation. So let's say the question wants you to change the margin. You just go to layout and then you see margins. Then if they ask you a specific margin, like narrow, moderate, or wide, or mirrored, then you choose it. Again, there can be a time that they want you to change a specific margin. Then with that one, you have to use the ruler settings. Now, if you don't have the ruler, make sure that you have it on your computer. You go to view and then you tick ruler. Now, so from the ruler settings, you just double click in the middle. It's going to open page setup for you, whereby you'll find margins, you'll find the paper, and then you'll find layout. So let's say we want to change the margin to a specific margin. Let's say 2.54. Top and at the bottom. Then you want to also change the gutter position. You can change it. They can also ask you to change the gutter to maybe left or right, the gutter position. They can ask you to change it also to the top or to the bottom. Now, this one doesn't give us a chance. So you just go to the margins and then you change that one. Now, when it is normal, you see the gutter position. Let's say 1. And then the position is top. Right, so you can change that. Then how do you apply? They can ask you to change only on a specific page. Then you see this section. That is if you want it to be on one particular page. But if you want all the margins to be on the document, then you choose the whole document. Again, you can be asked to change the paper size, let's say A4 or A3. So you change it from also page setup. And then the layout. The layout, that's a different first page. We will talk about that later. But the page vertical alignment. If let's say they want the content here to be aligned center, then that's the vertical alignment. There's a difference between horizontal alignment and vertical alignment. So this one, you choose vertical alignment center. Then you click OK. Again, on the page setup, you also see line numbers and then also border. If you want to put border around a specific page, you will find them also. So take note, with just a click, double click on the ruler settings, you can solve so many questions in Word: margins, paper, and then layout. You can change all of them there. They can also ask you to number the lines, which will use the line numbers. Right. Remember, in Word, you can also make use of the search or tell me what to do. For instance, you want page setup, just type page setup. You can just say page setup. Then it's going to give you page setup. Right. So instead of you to double click here, you can also use the search to go straight to that place. Right. Now, that is all about the page setup and then the orientation, which you can change it also there from the page setup. From the page setup, you can change it. Orientation, landscape. Now, what if they tell you to only make this page to be landscape? Only page 2 to be landscape. Then you have to put what you call a section break. Now, to put a section break, you click before the first sentence, and then you go to layout, break, then you choose continuous. And then where it is ending also, you go there, break, continuous. Now, after that, meaning we want only this page to be landscape, then we can now go to layout, orientation, landscape. Then only this page will be landscape. Then the rest will be portrait. So we wanted only this one. Let's check whether let me check whether the break is here. Section break is here. And it ends here. So after that, if we want only this one to be landscape, we go to layout, orientation, landscape. Because this one, we have so many sections divided this page. That is why it's going to give us problem. So I'm going to open another file so that I'll be able to use that one. Let's say I want to use one COVID to make a specific page to be landscape. The rest should be portrait. Let's take, for instance, I want this page to be landscape. So like I said, at the beginning of the page, you go to layout, breaks, and then you choose continuous. And where it is ending, again, breaks, continuous. Then you can now make this one to be landscape. You go there and then you go to landscape so that only that page will be landscape. The rest will be portrait. So that is how we put a particular page to be landscape and then allowing other pages to be portrait. Right. Then let's move straight to page numbers. Page numbers, odd and even, and then starting page number somewhere. That is also very, very important, odd and even page numbers. Let's say we want to put a page number on this one, and we don't want to number page 1. Like page 1 and 2 should not be numbered. We want to start numbering from this page. Right, we want these first 2 pages not to be numbered, and we want to start numbering from this page. Now, to do that, you have to put what we call the section break. So I'll go before this page, layout, breaks, and then I choose continuous again. Now, it means I am separating this page from page 1 and 2. So when you do that, double click on the header, and then you must make sure that link to previous is not there. And then the footer also, make sure there's no link to previous. Sometimes you see link to previous highlighted, remove it. And then the header, if it is highlighted, also remove it. Now, you see here, it says header section 2, and this one says footer section 1. So we have divided these pages, these 2 pages, from this page. Now, when you remove the link to previous, then you can now insert your page number here. Let's say there's no page number, and then I go to page number, bottom, and then I choose the style that the question wants me to select. Let's say this one of 2. Now, when I choose this one, it gives me 1 of 6. Here, there's no page number. But then, if you come here, it also says page 2 of 6. Now, sometimes the question will tell you that odd numbers should be left, even numbers should be right. Now, what you do is you must take different odd and even. That means we have to separate odd numbers from even numbers. Then when you come here, the odd number should be left. So meaning I will select this, and then I go to home, then I choose left. Then when I go to page 2, there's no page number. So I need to go back to header and footer, and then choose bottom, then I choose that page X of Y again. So now this one is center. So if the question says should be right, you select it, you go to home, and then you select right. So even number to be the right, and the odd number at the left-hand side. So all that you need to do is you must take different odd and even. Then after that, you insert on the odd page footer and then also even page footer. Now, how to align them? You need to go to home. You start with the first odd number, which is 1, and then you choose the alignment. Then you go to the second even number, you select it, and then you choose the alignment also. So that you can see that when you go to page 3, it's on the left. page 4, which is even number on the right. And the trick is you take different odd and even. So take note of that. Right. Now, through this, we want to also take the opportunity and go to watermark. Now, they can also ask you to insert watermark. So if, let's say, they want us to insert a watermark, so we can use the search and type watermark, or you can find it from design. Then you go to watermark, and then you go to custom watermark. So there are two types of watermark, either the picture watermark, whereby you can select the picture, or the text watermark, whereby you can type the text. And then they will ask you to choose the font, the size of the watermark, let's say 150%, and then the color of the watermark, whether it should be semi-transparent or it should be horizontal or diagonal. So that would be the watermark, right, on all the pages. Now, they can also give you a situation whereby you have to put a watermark that is going to be a symbol. Instead of the normal watermark, they can give you a question whereby you have to insert a symbol watermark. So in order to do that, you must first insert the symbol. So you go to insert symbol, and then you choose the symbol. Let's say more symbol, and I want to choose Wingdings. Character code 130. Okay, let's say 184. Let me choose other. Yeah, let me choose this one, which 181. Then you insert it. Now, after inserting it, you must now cut it. You select, you right click and choose cut. Now, when you cut it, then you are going to insert the watermark. So to insert that watermark, you need to just go to watermark, and then you choose custom watermark. Now, if you are choosing a symbol as watermark, it should be text watermark. And where it says text, you paste it. Now, if you paste it, you must make sure that you select the same font, which was Wingdings. And then you click on apply. So now you can see that symbol will be there. If you don't choose that symbol, it's going to give you different or funny watermark. So that's how we insert watermark or the text watermark in the form of a symbol. Right. Now, we move straight to the next aspect that you should also know. That is the background color. Now, the page color, which is also under design, and then you go to page color, then you go to fill effect. Now, you can change the page color, either gradient with two colors. The question will tell you the color combinations and whether from corner or diagonal. And then, they can give you to a question to use the texture, with each texture having a name or a pattern or a picture. So take note of that, and then okay. So we can also have a page color, whereby you go to page color, then you choose the gradient page color. Right. And then, so that is it about watermark also. We have talked about that with a symbol on a specific page. You don't need to focus on a specific page, which is mostly the section break. So that is for grade 12, but then how to insert a watermark. And then also we talk about page color, texture, or gradient fill. Now, let's move quickly to the ruler settings, and then we come to style, and then also the paragraph settings. Now, before that, I will check the comment sections. If you have any comment, don't forget to add your comment, and then I'm going to solve any question for you. Remember, every topic here is going to be there, a special word and added, provided, I mean, whatever that we have done so far throughout the year for grade 11, these are the topics that you have covered. So we just want to highlight them with you so that you know the topic that you should be looking out for. Right. We move straight to the indentation using the ruler or the tape stop. And then I'll give you a question also like that. Right. So with a tape stop, so let me use this and then I'll give you a question. Now, this is the ruler settings. You can be given a paragraph like this. And then with that paragraph, they give you a screenshot in such a way that this one on top here called first line indent. The one below the first line indent is called hanging indent. So if you're talking about first line indent of 2 centimeters, you click on the first one to 2 centimeters. This is first line indent of 2 centimeters. It's going to push in the first line for you. So this is first line indent of 2 centimeters. Now let's look at this one, this paragraph. I'm going to look at the hanging indent. So this is hanging indent of 2 centimeters. This is first line indent. So you can see that the first line, we only focus on the one on top from the ruler. The hanging indent, we focus on the one at the bottom from the ruler. So this is the hanging indent. This one is the first line indent. So you need to take note of that hanging indent and then first line indent. Right. Now the left indent. I will use this paragraph. The left indent, use the one at the bottom, which looks like the rectangle. You drag it to 2 centimeters. So this is the left indent of 2 centimeters. This is the hanging indent, and this one is the first line indent. Now the right indent is here. Let's say right indent at 16 centimeters. So this is the right indent at 16 centimeters. Here is the first line indent. So you can get a screenshot and then the question will tell you to arrange it as you see on the screenshot, which I'm going to give you one question like that. Right. So I'm going to open one question which looks exactly like that. So when you open your MS Word by SirAntwi folder, you are going to find MS Word sample questions. And then you will see some of the questions here, like one street. And it says, find a paragraph that begins with what exactly is and ends with this. Change the line spacing of the paragraph to 20 pt at least. Change the indentation to appear as follows. Now you can see the indentation at 1 centimeter. This is left indent. And then the right indent is at 14 centimeters. So let's look at that one. One street. So MS Word, one street. There we go. So when you open it, And then the question says we have to check the paragraph that begins with what exactly. Here's the paragraph. So you click inside that paragraph. You click inside the paragraph and look at the question. 1 centimeter left. So you drag this one, the one at the bottom. You drag it 1 centimeter. And then the right is at 14 centimeters. So you move this one up to 14 centimeters. So this is how it's supposed to be. So if you check from the ruler settings, you will see exactly what you see from the question paper. So you have to always look at it. And then the question says the line spacing should be 20 pt at least. So when you click inside line spacing, what you get from paragraph, or you just go there. If you don't know in examination, you say line spacing is going to give you, and then you choose line spacing options so that you'll be able to change them. The question say at least. So line spacing, you select at least, and then it says 20 pt. So you change this one to 20. So watch out for line spacing at least. We also have exactly and then multiple. So you must watch out for them. And then this is the paragraph spacing. They can ask you to change the paragraph spacing before and also after. Let's say before to be 12 pt and after to be 6 pt. So you must watch out for them. Right. Then you click OK. So this is how it's supposed to be. So there are so many questions that you can try your hands on. I've shared this document with you. You have to look at them. Some of them, when it's a screenshot, you have to also look at them. Like here, the margins, you do that A4 and also portrait. Right. And here is talking about the page numbers, inserting page numbers X of Y, and then also a specific style starting on page 2. You have to look at that. And page numbers can also be at the edge, like two Avengers. They can ask you to insert the page number to display as you see over there. So these ones here also is a page number that you can place them on the edges, like this one. You go to insert, and then if you are going to page numbers, it is not only at the top and bottom. We also have page margin. And there are different page margins there that you can choose. So like this one on the left side, we have the left. So they chose different first page. So on the odd numbers are on the left. Then when you come to even numbers, you go back to page numbers, margins, then you choose the one on the right. Here is it. So the even numbers on the right, because we take different odd and even, and then odd numbers to be on the left. So this odd number on the left, even number on the right. So there are other page numbers that you can also try your hands on. So basically that is all about the page numbering and also the tab stop. Now I'm going to also use the same ruler settings to do tab stop. Not only the indentation, we can also use it to do tab stop. So I'll pick this question. That's the ruler settings. You can see some of them here, which is the tab stop. So I'm going to choose 2 stadiums. Please don't forget to bring your questions. So 2 stadiums. Right. Now the question says, find a text that starts with the stadium and ends with the concert and use a word processing feature to display the text as in the example below. Now look at the example from the ruler settings. You will see some very, very important thing here. They have one at 0 centimeters, where the stadiums are starting, which is the left indent at 0. And then when you go to the edge there, we have 24 with L like this. Now this one means right indent, right tape stop. When you see L like that, it's right. So this is right. This one is left. And if you see T like this, it's the center. If you see this is right. And this one is left. And then we also have the one with the bar, which is vertical like this. So here, from the ruler settings, we can see that they have the tape stop, which is right, because it's the L that has been turned to the other side. So it is L. And from there, we have the dotted lines leading to them. So let's try and set them up as the question says we must do. Right. So this is the one. I believe so. Yes. So here is that one. So you select all of them. Now remember, it's a 0, so it's fine. So to do the tape stop, you go to that position, 24. Don't double click in the middle. You double click at the bottom there, the gray bar that side. If you double click in the middle, it's going to give you the paragraph or the page setup. So here we double click at the bottom, the gray one, and it's going to give you, it should give you the tape stop. Yeah. Then when it gives you the tape, it's 24, and then it gives you by default the left. So we change it to right. And then it has the lines leading to them, the leader lines. So we choose the leader line. It could be 2 or 3, not a straight one. And then you click on set. Then OK. So by default, it's going to do that automatically for you. So that's how we choose the tape stop with the lines. Just double click below that particular calibration, the number, and it's going to give you the tape stop. Then you choose the appropriate one. Good. Now, let me undo and then choose to show you other tape stop. Let's say we want to have a tape stop at 13. And then we have the bar one and then set. It's going to draw a line there so that when we come here and then we put a tab, it will change so that we can put it at the end of the bar to arrange them properly. So you can have a bar tab stop also. So don't forget. So you must take note of other tab stop. So that is all about tab stop. Just use the ruler settings. You double click and then you can now set your tabs. So there are so many questions that you can try your hands on. Like here, to telecommute, you can see here is on 1.5 and then this one on 14 centimeters. Here also 1 and then here's a 2 and then check this position. Always you check the ruler and then you set them up. Right. You can also see here 13, which is left, and then 13 right, and then left at 1 centimeter. So you must always look out for some of these questions. Try your hands on these questions and answer them properly. Right. So that is all about tape stop. Any question, don't forget to add your tape. As a grade 12 learner, I would like to thank you for helping and encourage other grades to focus because you are the best. Thank you so much. Is it possible to indent specific sentence? Yes, you can indent also specific sentence. Like let's say within the paragraph. It should always be paragraph indentation. Don't forget. So if the sentence, if it's only one line and you want to indent it, it should be only the whole paragraph, not only a sentence, because the sentence forms part of the paragraph also. So you have to take note of that. Right. So that is all about the paragraph settings and then also indent. Now, there's also another interesting part of the paragraph settings, which is keep lines together and keep with next. What do you mean by keep lines together? If, let's say, I want to put this heading here to the next page, there's a paragraph setting called page break before. Now, here the question doesn't want you to insert page break. So they want you to insert a page break before using a paragraph settings. And to be able to use paragraph settings, like I told you, either use paragraph from here or you go to start and type paragraph. Then it's going to give you paragraph settings. And then you see this one. You are familiar with indent and spacing. But here you go to line and page break. And then you see there are 4 options here. Under the pagination, we have keep with next. If you want the paragraph to be together, we have keep lines together. And we have page break before. So page break before is going to create a page break. Now, if you want them to be together, when you select those lines, then you go to paragraph settings, and then you choose keep lines together. Keep lines together so that they will always be together. They will never be separated. So you have to take note of that. They can ask you that type of questions also. Right, so that's all about that keep lines together. And again, we move straight to the font group, font style, font effect, and then character spacing. Now, let's say we have this heading. We want to change the font of this heading. So we go to font settings, which you can use the search, or you can go to font group and click on the font settings from here. Or you go to search and type font. It's going to give you font settings. Now, when we talk about the character spacing, it is part of the font group, not paragraph group. So you see advanced, and then you'll find spacing. So we have 2 types of spacing. We have expanded and then also condensed. So if the question is expanded by 3pt, expanded means you must open up, condensed means they must be close to each other. So maybe expanded by 2pt or 3pt, you change it here. Then they also have the position, which is raised and lowered. So you must look out for this under the paragraph spacing. Then under the character spacing, so these are the 2. We also have the font effect, like small caps. They can ask you, or strike through or double strike through. Or you go to text effect. The other text effect, which is this one, text effect, they can ask you for a glow to change the preset to any of these presets with the colors and then the size. They can also ask you for the soft edge or the 3D format with the top level or the bottom level, and then the width and then the height. So you must watch out for this. Under the font called the text effect, you can change any of these. So you need to change, you go to format, text effect, then you can have all these. We also have the shadow. The shadow with the preset, they can ask you outer and the inner shadow. You can get them from here. So watch out for some of these questions. they can ask you to change all of them. Right. So that is all about the font group. So the font group, you must look out for the character spacing, and then the effect, and then the font styles. Then from there, we move straight to the style, creating and modifying a style. You can be given a question to create and modify an existing style. Let's say we have existing style like heading 1, 2, and 3. And the question wants you to create and modify a particular style. Like these questions. I will move to the style. Right. I'll move to the style aspect, which is the table, the forms, source, yeah, shapes, inserting a field. Yeah, here's the style. Now, one social network. It says open the one social network word processing document. Create a new style in the document as follows. So here we need to create a new style. Now to create a new style, there are several ways of doing that. You can use the search, like I always tell you, if you don't know where to find it, use the style, and then you find text style. Then you click on this plus, which is new style. Alternatively, you can go to the style group from the home, and then you go to there, and then you see a plus, that's the new style. Now the question says the name of the style should be create a new character style in a document as for name the new character style as media. So the new name should be media. And then we should set the font to 17 pt. So you go to the format, you get a font group here. So we have the area, which is the type of the font. Then the font should be 17. Now you don't find 17 here. Then you have to type it. And then again, set the paragraph spacing to 18 after. So you go to format, and then you see paragraph. Then we go to the paragraph spacing, 18 pt. Then the next one, apply the style to the first heading in the document, what is social media. So here they want us to apply it to the first heading. So you need to click OK. Now, if sometimes they can ask you to also update automatically, then you take update automatically. Now they say we must only apply it on this first one. So you select, and then you go there and choose the media style so that it will be applied on this. Now, what if the style is already there, like media, and they want you to make changes? Then you right click and choose modify. Now, when you modify that style, you go to format, then you can make changes. They can ask you to even modify by putting a border, then you go to border, and then you select the border that you want to apply. They can ask you to do that. They can also ask you to change the text effect, like what we saw here. Text effect, let's say shadow, with a preset with a certain name. They can ask you to do all those things. They can also ask you to change the numbering. When you go to the numbering, and then they will tell you to use a specific numbering or a specific bullet. let's say 1, 2, 3, they must number the styles. Or you can define your bullet. If it's not there, they can tell you to insert other bullet or other numbering style. Or you can choose a bullet with an image. So you must watch out for that. Then they can also ask you to highlight. Now, before you highlight, you need to change the highlight color. Before you highlight, you need to change the highlight color. So if they want you to highlight also, you need to change the color. Then they also have other things like the language, the paragraphs, the text, and all this. So watch out for that. The font, they can tell you to use advanced with a character spacing of expanded by, let's say, 2pt. So watch out for how to modify a style, and how to create a new style. So watch out for that. There are so many questions about that. So when you go here about the style, there are so many questions. Like here, it says apply indentation of 2 centimeters on both sides. That means left and right indent must be 2 centimeters. And then the font should be Comic Sans, and it should be updated automatically. Here, they are also talking about small caps, which is part of the font, reflection, update all the occurrences. So all these are styles expanded by 1.5 pt. So that is all about styles. If they are talking about the indent, when you are updating, then it's part of paragraph. Then the left indent should be 2 centimeters. And then the right indent should also be 2 centimeters. So take note of the styles also, how to apply a style and modify a style. Right. So that's all about the style. Now we are moving straight to columns. So we are done here. We are moving straight to column and then column breaks before we come to the citations and field. Now I'm going to use the same document, which is column and column breaks. Um, column and column breaks. You come to footnote and endnote also is part of grade 11 content. So all the grade 11 word, we will talk about them. So this is the ruler setting. We are talking about the indent. Check this one. You can see that one properly. And this one also. You can try your hands on them. All these are the indent, the text stop. This is the left. This is center. This is center. And this one is right. And there are no lines in between. So you set them up. Let me do this one for the text stop because it's also gonna be there. You must watch out for them also. That's one modern. I want you to make sure that Microsoft Word becomes easier for you. Even when you get to grade 12, all this is going to be there. So you have to make sure that you practice more, you become nearly perfect regarding Microsoft Word. Now we have these things with the year and others. Here are they. So you select them and look at it. The year starts from 0. So you must make sure that it starts from 0. And then this one at 3 centimeter, there was a tape stop. That's where the games start from. So it was already there. Then age start from 6 centimeters, which is correct. City, 8 centimeters, is not there. So we have to go to city and we double click below city. Then it gives us 8 centimeters. We must change it to center because it looks like T, like you see here. Like I told you, when you see T, that means center tab. You change it and then click on set. And then from there, we have 11,5, which is right indent for the medal. So you go to the 11,5, double click, and it was right indent. You set it. So now you can see here the age is there. The cities, you must bring them back. Backspace to bring them back. Right. So that's how it's supposed to be. Make sure that you use the ruler settings to set them properly. Right. Now let's go to column and then column breaks. We will move straight to column and column breaks. Here are columns. So I'm going to use one data for column and then column breaks. And how to make sure that they are in different headings. Okay, we can use two helpers. Two helpers. All right, I don't find it there. Let me search for, or let's use the one data. I think we have it there. Yeah, here is it. Now, the question says, you see the screenshot, and now it says we must change it to appear as you can see without the border. Now you can see each of these ones are on top of each heading. So meaning there are three columns, column one, here's column two, and this is column three. So there are three columns, and then each heading will be on top of each column. So let's look at those three columns. Yeah, how do we insert a column? Let me just remove them so that it was like this. Let's say we got it to be like this, to be one column. Now to insert column, you get it from layout, column, then you choose more columns. Or alternatively, from search, you say column, and then you go to more column. Now from the screenshot, we have three columns. So you choose three. Now sometimes they will tell you to put lines in between. Like this one, there are lines in between. So you choose line between. And they can also tell you to set up the width or the height. Let's say the spacing, the width or the spacing. Let's say they want the spacing to be 1,5. And if they want a specific width for a specific column, you have to remove this that says equal column width. You see, all of them are 5. Let's say this one will be 6. Then we change it there. Then you click OK. Now, if you want to place each heading on top of each column, we insert what we call the column break. So you click before the heading, this one, and then you go to layout, breaks, then you see column. Then again, this one must be in the next column. You click before it, layout, breaks, and then you choose column, so that each of them will be on top of each column. So that's how we place them. If you insert the column and you don't use the column break, you are not going to get the right answer. So take note of that, how to insert column and how to put the column break. Right. So that is all about columns. There are so many questions. You can check this one, divided into two columns. The first column to be 7 centimeters, and then the spaces to be 2 centimeters. So it's similar to what we did here. This one, they said two columns with a line in between, and then the width should be 9 centimeters with a space, and each of them must be on top of each column. And like this one also, each one was on top. So you use the column break. Right. So basically, that is how we deal with columns. Now, from the columns, we are moving straight to footnote, endnote, citation, and all those things. before we come to the field. And then developer, we also have to talk about mail merge. Mail merge is always there. And then multi-level list. Those are the key things in Microsoft Word which constitute about 50 marks. Right. So let's move straight to one question regarding the source. One question regarding, okay, let's start with this one. One question regarding the references, footnote and an endnote. Now, when you talk about footnote and an endnote, we can also use this one as a form of references. But footnote is at the bottom of the same page, and the endnote at the bottom of the last page of the document. Now, let's check this one. To Jacob. To Jacobs. Now, insert a footnote on the word POP highlighted in green to explain the abbreviation that explains proof of payment. That means the footnote text. Use a capital letter as the number format for the footnote. So we have to look for the word POP. You have to look for the word POP. Now, here's the word. So you click before the word or after the word, sorry. And then where do you find footnote? It's under references, and then you see footnote, endnote. Then there is an arrow that you click there. Alternatively, search, then you go to footnote. So you go to footnote. Then it's going to give you footnote and endnote. You click on it. Then, if the question is talking about footnote, you tick here. If it says endnote, you tick here. Now, look at this. Footnote is at the bottom of the page or below the text. It could be below this text, or it could be bottom of the same page. The question will tell you which one should you choose. But in most cases, at the bottom of the page. And at the end note, we have end of the document or end of the section. Let's say we have the section break. We have divided them into sections. You can choose, but then by default, we choose end of the document. So now this question is talking about the footnote. And it says, the footnote, we must use the capital letters. So the number format here, we must use capital letter, maybe A, B, C. They can also ask you to choose a symbol as the footnote. And the numbering can be continuous or restart each page. Then you click on insert. The moment you click on insert, there will be a line drawn with A. So that's where you type the footnote text. And here the footnote text will be proof of payment. So you type proof of payment. But please make sure that this text, you don't type it before this symbol A. It's going to create a big problem for you. You will be penalized for that. So when I go and put the mouse pointer here, you will see it's going to read that message, proof of payment. So that's how we deal with footnote and then also end note. Now, again, so you can see there are so many questions about that. Add a footnote, use double star as a custom symbol, and insert a text, Pete Steph Detoy as the footnote text. Again, here, footnote ABC with a text. Here, they gave a screenshot. So, meaning the footnote text, it will be wild monkeys, and then we use the hashtag as a customized footnote. So you must always look at that. Avengers also convert endnote to footnote. Now, how do we convert a footnote to endnote or endnote to footnote? Let's say you have this one. They want you to convert to footnote. So you right click and you will see convert to endnote. So it will take you to the last page, which is endnote. Now they can also tell you to modify. You right click, note options. Let's say we don't want the I, then you change it to ABC and go to apply so that to change to ABC instead of I. So you have to just right click and say note options. You change it. Let's say they want a certain symbol. You insert and say apply. So take note of that. Right. So that's all about footnote and then end note. Now we move straight to what we call the cross-reference, caption, and then bookmark. Now, when do we do cross-referencing and then caption? Remember, caption is used for we caption something that is only a table or an image. Let's say we have an image and we want to give the name or the table, like this table. You just go to references and you say insert caption. Then you can choose a table. They can tell you to insert the new label. Then you type the name of the table. If it is an image, you also do the same, and to be figure, then you put the name of the caption. So that is all about captions also. But I think we can do one or two questions regarding caption. We can pick um I want us to pick one question regarding caption. Let's take one tonight as an example. Tonight as an example, then we can now change them. Right, we will finish Microsoft Word soon, then we'll move straight to spreadsheet. In grade 11, most of the questions are Word questions. Majority of the marks are Microsoft Word, spreadsheet, and database. Yeah, sometimes. So here is a caption. You right click, and then you see caption. Then you can now type the name of the figure. Maybe figure one, then you type the figure name there. Right. If they don't want you to use this label, there are other labels. If it's not there, you can create a new label. Let's say image. Then it's now going to be image one. Then you say night driving. And you can choose whether below the text or above the text, which the question will tell you. Right. So that is how we insert caption on images. And then again, the list of all the captions are called table of figures. So if they wanted to insert table of figures, you get it from references, and then you see table of figures. Then here also you will decide, the question will tell you whether you must show the page numbers or not, and what kind of tab leader, whether the caption should be figure or images, and what kind of format do you have to use, and then okay. So now we don't have any figure there. That's why it gives us no table of figures, because we name it as image. There we go. Then you see image one. So that's how we insert table of figures. Then again, the list of all the styles, we call it table of what? Content, which you can also get it from references, or alternatively, you can search table of content. And then you choose custom table of content. Then again, you choose the table of content, which headings were used. Let's say we use heading 1, 2, and 3. Or sometimes they can use some of the headings that were modified. then the table of content will be displayed over there. So that's how we insert table of content. Still under the references that you have to also know is how to add citation. Now, how do we add citation? Let's say this one, we want to add the source to this particular paragraph. So you click after that, then you go to references, you'll find manage source, or you can type it, or you can say citation, you'll see source manager. Then you add new source. Let's say the source is website, the author is SirAntwi, and then the name of the web page is education. Then the year, you specify the year 2025. Then the date, access, and all those. If you don't see what the question wants, you click here, show all bibliography. And remember the tag name also. They can ask you about the tag name. Then okay. If there are more than one author, you take this one, corporate author. Then you can type all the author there, all of them. Now, when you add all the citation, all the sources, and you want to add it as a citation, references, insert citation, then you can add the source. Now, this particular source here, if we don't want this source, you go there, you can edit the source, you can modify them. Again, this particular source, if you want to edit the citation, you go there. Let's say they want it to show only page 10. And you don't want to show the year, you take the year and then okay. So that's how we insert or modify the citation. Then before we proceed, I would like to show you one question that came this year, our grade 12, and I showed them the same thing, that they must watch out for citation. Now I want to show you the grade 12 question paper. I think that was one course. Now, they were told there was citation inserted. Yeah, here is it. And then they were told to edit this citation to include the page number. So they're supposed to go to edit citation, and then they put the page number. I think it was one of the pages, maybe page 10. And then the year was supposed to be there. Right, so they needed to change it, edit the source that is already there. Right, so that is all about the citation. Now let's go to image manipulation. So I'm going to use this question. They were told also to make sure that the size of this image should be the same as the other size. Now, when you click on this image, you go to pictures format. Anytime you are dealing with images, the moment you click on the image, go to picture format. Now you can see the size 6 and 9. Now go to this one. You click there. It's also saying 6 and 9. This one, computer literacy, 6 and 9. I think there was an image down there. This one. When you go there, also 6 and 9. I'm not sure which image were they asked to change. I don't have the question paper here. I think it should be this one. One of them was not having 6 and 9. So they were asked to modify it. So to change the size, you just go to the size, make sure that log aspect ratio is not there. Then you'll be able to change the exact size, that's the height, and then the width, whenever you are changing images. So take note. Now, what if this image here, we want it to be in the middle? You must click on the layout option, and then you choose either through tight or square. Then you'll be able to move the image around, whether to be on the left side or on the right hand side. So you have to watch out for that. Now, what if we have this image and then we have another image also? I'm going to copy another image. I want to show how to group these images. Now we have these two images. For you to group them, you must make sure that they have the same option. That's the layout option. This is square. When you click here, you must also change it to square. They must have the same layout option. Now, when you have the same layout option, you click on the first one, hold down the control key, you click on the second one, so that all the images will be selected. Then after that, you remove your finger from the control key, you right click on any of the images selected, you go to group and then choose group so that they will become one object. Now, let's say we want to also add something to it. For instance, we want to add a shape. Let's say this shape. Also, we need to put the layout to be the same so that we can add them. You click on this, hold down the control key, then you click on that one. Then you can also group them all together. So you can group a shape together with an image also together. Then you can type inside, add text. Right. Then you can rotate them and manipulate as you want it to be. So you must watch out for images. Again, when you click on an image, it gives you shape or picture format. We can crop it to shape. You see, crop to shape. Let's say we are cropping it to a specific shape. So we can crop the entire shape also. Right, so take note of that, how to crop to shape. And then they can also ask you to remove the background color. When you go there, you see remove background color. And then you say keep changes so that to remove the background color for you. So whenever you click on an image, watch out for this picture format. They can ask you to put a border around it, alternative text. They can ask you to put alternative text also. They can also ask you to change the artistic effect or the color saturation. This is 0%, 33. If they want a specific color saturation, you go to picture color options and then you can change the saturation here. Let's say you want to change it to a specific percentage. You can change it. Preset, you can also choose the existing ones. So watch out for some of these options. Right. So that's all about images. You must look out for the size, how to change the options and move the image around also. So that is all about images, what they can ask you regarding image. So crop to shape and others. Right. Now, we can move on to other topics, which is the within table of content also, whereby they will tell you to choose a specific format and which style should be displayed. You must watch out for that. Let me do this one question for table of content, which is one-handed trade. Right. This one carnival. Yeah, this one. Right. Now they say we must insert table of content. And now the question says, ensure that the text honey production in South Africa on page 3 will also be included. We must use the classic format and display only the headings formatted in the B heading style of the table of content. Now, let's check the B heading style. Here's the B heading style, which is the one that we must use. So we go to table of content. We can use the search and table of content, custom table of content. Then the questions we must use the classic one. So the format should be classic. And because the questions we must only use the style called B heading style, then we have to change show levels to be 1, meaning we are using only one heading style. Then we go to option, then we look for B. Then we type 1 there. Now, if they want other options, like heading 1, heading 2, also we have to select that particular one. And then we go to OK. So all these will be the B heading style. Now, the question says the heading honey production in South Africa must be there, but we don't find it here. So you have to, or it's already here. So you needed to go to honey production in South Africa in page 3. I think it was already there. So if it was not there, then you were supposed to select it like this one, and then you apply the heading style. Then you now go there and update your style or table of content. You right click and choose update field and update entire table so that all the table, it will include that particular heading style. Right. So that is all about table of content. Now, still on Word, we are going to focus on table and also drop cap. Okay, we can also look at drop cap. Let's do one question regarding drop cap before we move to field. Please bring your questions. The footnote already inserted on that say we should move it to the bottom of the page. Yeah, that is whereby you put the end note. If the question says you must move it, you must go to end note. You right click and choose end note. Right. Now we'll move straight to the next one, which is the drop cap. Drop cap. Let's say you want to add drop cap to this. You go to search and then you type drop cap. So you see add a drop cap, then you go to drop cap options. And then there are two drop cap. We have the drop and then in margin. So the drop, you can see the drop also have text around it, but in margin, there are no text below. So we choose this, and then it will tell you how many lines and the distance that it should be dropped also. So that is all about drop cap. So you must always check, like here, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. And this is the drop cap. This is drop because there are some lines below here. But if it is straight, like there are no lines here, then you choose in margin. So you must look out for that also. Right, track changes is not part of your work. Now let's go to bookmark and then hyperlink and then cross references. So here I'm going to choose one question regarding bookmark, which is to Jacobs. To Jacobs. Right, here is it. Now, the question again says, locate the yellow highlighted heading, Dear Valued Customer, add a hyperlink to this text. The hyperlink must be linked to the address as you see there, and then also the screen tip. So this is the yellow highlighted. We are inserting hyperlink. So we highlight it, and then you right click, then you choose link or hyperlink. Now we are linking to an address, so we type the address here. enquiries at ph.gov.za. Right, now if they say you must insert the screen tip, you go to screen tip, because the question says when you hover the mouse on it, that means screen tip here. The text should be COVID-19. So you go to screen tip, then you type COVID-19. Right. Remember, hyperlink is not only to the website. They can also ask you to even link it to any of these existing pages here. Right. And then again, you can link it to the same document placed in this document, and that's the bookmark. You can hyperlink to a bookmark or any heading there or the top of the document. Then you can also hyperlink to an email address whereby you type the email address. So you must watch out for that. Then again, you can also hyperlink to another page. Let's say we are hyperlinking to one Canva, which has a bookmark. This one doesn't have a bookmark. Maybe one Cape Point, which has a bookmark. There's no bookmark in it here. So they can ask you to hyperlink to a bookmark here from another text. So that's how we insert a hyperlink to a bookmark from another text. Right. So that's all about hyperlink and then bookmark, which is always going to be there. So you must watch out for that. Watermark, we dealt with watermark already. And then we come to the nice topic that I always love in Microsoft Word, which is find and replace. Now, there are several ways of dealing with find and replace. We have the special one, or find and replace by formatting, or find and replace with an image. So I am going to look at all these. One, we are going to start with one victim. I'm going to start with one victim. One victims. And the question is a manual line break, which is soft enter, were used to separate some of the paragraphs in the document. When we talk about manual line break, the same as the soft enter. Use the find and replace feature to replace all the manual line breaks in the document with a paragraph mark. So here we are going to replace manual line break with a paragraph mark. So we go to find and replace. You can use the search to do that by typing replace. So find what? You go to more and then special. Then you choose manual line break. And then replace with, you go to special again. Then we choose paragraph mark. So we are finding manual line break, then we replace with paragraph mark. Then you go to replace all. So we got 4 replacements. Right, that's how we deal with the find and replace. Now, another way of doing find and replace, let's say we want to find all the occurrences of the word road, and then we format it with something else. So we go to find and replace. You can use Control H also. So what are we finding? Road. And then we replace with, we don't type anything there. That means the same word road. Then we go to format, and then we can apply the font, or we can highlight it with a color. If the question says that you must highlight with maybe a certain color, let's say blue color, then you change the color from here. We can also format it by changing the style. Let's say we want to use the word character style to apply on it. They can also ask you to change the paragraph spacing. So all this, whether font, they can tell you to change the font, and then advanced, let's say character spacing expanded by 1,6 pt. All of those, you get it under the format. Don't forget to be clicking inside the replace. Then you go to replace all. So you got 12 replacements. That's all the road. They have applied the world style on it and they shaded with the blue color. So that's how we apply, we use find and replace. And then we apply a certain color or do anything with it. Right. There are also other form of find and replace, like this one here, non-breaking space with a normal space. You get it from the find and replace. Then where is it find what? Let me clear all formatting. Find what? Then you go to special. Then we put non-breaking space with a normal space. Then go to replace all. So here, because there are no non-breaking space, if we were to have the normal space, replacing with non-breaking space, we got 416 replacements. Right, so that is part of the special. So watch out for some of these questions. They can ask you some of these questions. Again, regarding find and replace, they can also ask you to find the word day and replace with a picture. So let's say we go to insert or a symbol. So we have to insert a symbol. Let's say this symbol, Wingdings 225, and then we cut it. We cut the symbol. You select, you right click and choose cut. Now, when you go to find and replace, you go to replace. Find what? What are we finding? Let me clear all formatting. What are we finding? We are going to find the word day, and then we replace with that symbol. So here we don't just say paste. You cannot just say paste. It won't work. So what you do is you go to special under the replace with, then you choose clipboard content, whatever that you have cut. Then you go to replace all. So all the day will be replaced with that symbol. So that is how we deal with find and replace. You must watch out for this kind of question. Find and replace with special, or find and replace with the character style, or find and replace by formatting that particular word. Right. You can also do find and replace, find day, or find the word and then you replace with continent. And then you format the word continent also by going to font, then you change the font color or all caps with the font color to be maybe red, and then you click on OK and then replace all, which can also find a certain word, then you replace with another word, and then you format it. So that is all about find and replace. You can watch it again and practice more. Find and replace is always going to be there for every single question paper. Right. So that is find and replace. Now, linking object, which is also grade 11 content. Linking object. Um, Insert the text from one expenses document in your examination folder at the end of the document. The text should be linked to the original document. So I'm going to open one endurance spot and then make sure that the text is linked to the document. Right. So one endurance spot. Now the question says we must insert that file at the end of the document. So we go to at the end of the document. And then we are going to insert the text from one expenses. So to link them, you go to insert, then you go to quick path, no object, sorry. Then you see text from file, text from file. If you want to insert the text from a particular file, let's say from this one key point, but here they say one expenses here. Then this text will be from that file, which is not linked, because when I double click, it doesn't open it. But there will be a time that the question will tell you it should be linked. If you say it should be linked, what you do is when you go to object, you don't choose text from file. You go to object, then you go to create from file, and then you select it. So here I have one expenses. Then you see here we have link to file. And sometimes they can tell you to display as icon. So now they are linked. When I double click, it will open that file for me. So that's the link to file. Sometimes they can say display it as icon. If they ask you to display as icon, that is very easy. You just have to go and drag and drop it. You drag it, then you come and paste it there to that position. It will be as an icon that is linked. When you double click, it will open for you. So there are two ways. Either you link it as icon or you link it as a text. Right. So that is all about the link object. And then the last part, before we move to that's the field. After field, then I'm going to move straight to table and then form, and then also looking at table form, and then I'll also look at multi-level list. I think those are the last three topics, and then mail merge. So remember, word is a lot, 50 marks. It can be even 60 marks for grade 11. Right. Now let me move straight to object. No, not object, as a field. There are some questions here that talks about field. Yeah, here. Insert the name of the file as a field in the footer of the document. So here is also 2 Jacobs as a footer. So you double click on footer, and then you see file name, document info, then you choose file name. They can even ask you to make it as a file path, then you insert it. Right. And then also the current year, like we talk about it. If they say insert a current year, when you go to the footer, or let me choose the header, then you see here document info field, then you choose the current date, which is date. Then they want only the year, so you type 4Y and then okay. So if they say field, don't type the 2025, you must use the field. Right, again, like this one, they said the date picker. So here you're going to put the date, and then here also insert the field as the file path, the date created, the number of words. They can ask you any of these questions, the number of words and others as an icon. So whenever you are dealing with them, if they are asking it to be here, let's say inside this one, you go to field. You can search for field and you go to insert field. So if they are talking about the number of characters, you choose that one and choose the specific format and okay. So the number of characters will be inside the text box, or it can even be anywhere inside the document. So you must watch out for that type of questions also. Now, let's move straight to table. We move on to table. Or before table, let's look at form, developer. This is under developer. I will choose one question and then answer them, which is one member newsletter. So I'm going to choose one member newsletter and then use it as an example for a form. Remember, forms are also going to be there always for grade 11. Even grade 12, you always get forms also. Right, so they have developer forms given to you already. Now the question says, format a text form field called name to be uppercase with a maximum length of 10. So you double click on name. This is the form field, double click, and it's going to give you the text form field properties or options. Now the question says to uppercase. So you see the text format, you choose uppercase, and then the length should be 10. Maximum length, you type 10. And then OK. The next one, it says, choose an appropriate data type for the text form field identity number. Maximum length should be 13 letters. So identity number, maximum length should be 13. And the right one should be number. It can also be text. And then add the help key. You double click and then you see add help text. Then you can add the help text over here. The help text should be numbers only, no spaces. So you type them here, no spaces. So that's how we add the help text. Again, edit the drop down list option so that you can add Tanzanite as an option. So the drop down list here, you double click, you type Tanzanite, and you press enter. Sometimes they can tell you to move it to be the first one. So you use the up arrow to move it to be number 1. And then you click OK. Right, so that's how we move text in between. Now, they say show it as the first option. For calculations in the text is not part of the grade 11. It's mostly grade 12. But now, if you want to do calculations also there, let's say co-payment, and the question says it should be co-payment times that value multiplied by the normal options. So they give it the normal option and then the co-payment. They want to do calculations here. So what you need to do is you double click and then the format you change from number to calculation. So, but before that, we do calculations using the bookmark name. So you have to check the bookmark name for normal fee per person. And here the bookmark name is say text 8. Then you check the bookmark name for this one also, which is text 9. So when it comes to calculations, you change it to calculations and then say text 8 times text 9. And then you click on OK. So that's how we do calculations. Remember, they can also tell you to add another one. Let's say the current date. So if it is not there, you go to developer and then you will see this one, which is legacy tool. Then you choose the text form field. When you double click, you change it to current date. Right. So that's how we change the date. You can also change the date format to maybe YYYY/MM/DDDD. The question can tell you to change the format also. So basically, this is all about forms. How to insert. If they ask you to insert a checkbox, also you go there, developer, legacy tool, and then you choose text box. With a text box, they can tell you to change the size, exact size, let's say 20 pt, and then okay. So all this, you must watch out for this type of questions. Right. They can ask you to restrict the form also, to restrict this form. You go to restrict editing, and then you choose allow, so that you can only restrict that particular form. Then you say only filling in the forms, and then you restrict it. So that only the forms will be restricted, the rest will not be restricted. Right. So that's all about the forms. Now we finalize it with the table, and then the last one will be mail merge. Let's say we have a table here. Now let me remove the restrict editing. We have a table here. Now, whenever you are dealing with table, you click on this selection tool for the table here. And it's going to give you table layout and table design. Now, with a table design, we use it to shade. Let's say you want to shade your table. We use it to also change the outside border. Let's say the outside border, you choose the line, let's say double line, and then the color to be 1.5 pt for the outside. Then maybe the color to be red. Then you come and choose the border, then you say outside. So that will be only for outside. Now, if you want the inside, also you choose your line, maybe dotted line to be 3 pt. And then should be inside. Then you choose inside. Maybe the color should be different color. And you choose inside. So you just select it from there. Take note of that. Now, if they ask you to insert another row, you click there, go to table layout, then you say row above. Then you can merge that one also. Let's say they wanted to type something inside. And then they can tell you to change the direction, which you get it from table layout. You see change direction, to change the direction. Now, if you want to move it to the middle, you go there. And if you want to widen it, you can also widen the column. Now, we also have another important one called cell margin. And they can also tell you to sort it. Now, let me show you how to sort. Let's say we did not merge this one. You want to sort this one. So when you select the table, under the table layout, you see sort, and then you specify which column. Let's say you want to sort it in column 1. Then you click OK. So that to sort in ascending order. Now, if you want to have the margin, the lines in between, you go to cell margin, and then you choose allow spacing, let's say to 1 centimeter. And OK. So that you see the lines in between, the cell margin, the spaces in between the cells. We call it the cell margin. Right, now how do we do the calculation? To do calculation, let's say I want to do calculation, so I'm going to insert a row below. Now I want to do calculation here. You go to formula, and then you see maybe sum above. Now, if you want average, you change the sum to average above, and then OK. So this will be the average of all the things that are above. We can use count, You can do the percentage and all those things. Let's say you want to find average times 2. So average above, maybe times 2. Can put your formula there. Right. So that's how we deal with tables. So you must take note of that. Right. Like here, there's a date created. So if one date created, it should be filled. Insert field, and then look for date created. Create date. Okay. So to give you the date created. Right. So that is all about field and others. And if you want to add the bibliography, also you go to bibliography and then you choose it. Now, we move on to the last part of Microsoft Word, and it's going to be what we call, so you see the table, all this table, they added one here, they changed the direction. You can go through all this. The last part that I'm going to talk about will be having an image and then inserting a border around it, like two building. Let's look at two building. Now you were given this one, and they said the image must be there. Yeah, here is it. Now you want to move this image to the middle. So when you click there, you must make sure that you choose this one, square. Then you can now move it to the middle. Now, when you move it to the middle, we have to remove the other part, as you can see here. So what they did was you go to picture format and say remove background and click on keep changes so that the background will be removed. And then again, after this, they put a line around it. Now, how do you put a line around it? You must use what we call insert, shape, and then you choose this one, text box. Then you can draw the text box around the image and then the text. Then you choose this one that says layout option. You choose this one behind text. And this text box, you can go to shape format, change the shape outline, the weight maybe to 3pt so that it will be bold. Right, so that's how they got this particular screenshot, as you can see here. So you must always check, like here, they put it on the right-hand side and they put this one on it. Now, I want to show you also, if you are asked to insert picture, you just go to insert picture, then you insert it, then you now choose wherever that you want to put that particular image. So all these are images, how to put the images. This one is in the middle and change it to rounded one also. So if you are asked to change it to round, you go to picture format, crop to shape. Then you choose the oval shape. There's oval shape that you can choose. This one. Picture format, crop to shape. Then this one doesn't want because we chose that one. So the other pictures you can easily crop it to a specific shape that you want to choose, whether it's oval or not. Yeah. Right. Now that is all that they did over there. So you have to always check that. Now the last topic will be mail merge. Mail merge. Now, how do we deal with mail merge? So I have mail merge questions. Like all these are cropped to shape. They put them together. Now I see multi-level list, meaning I forgot about it. Let's deal with multi-level list, and then from there we go to mail merge. Multi-level list. Now, this one here, one member newsletter. Right, one member newsletter. Now, multi-level list was applied for this one under the pure. Yeah, here is it. Now we have to apply multi-level list to this. We have the COVID-19 and others. Now you can see that the first list is an image that was used, the first level. The second level is the Roman numerals. So the image is one bullet. Now you first select them. You select them. I think it ends here. And then multi-level list. You can use the search and type multi-level list. And then you choose define new multi-level list. So here, the first level is an image. So you click there and you go to number style for this format. You go and choose new bullet or new picture. And from file, the picture was one bullet. And then they didn't specify this. Yeah, they said 2 centimeter away from the bullet. 2 centimeter away from the bullet. So you choose here, align at. This is the alignment, and this is the indent. Away from them is the indent, that's 2 centimeter. Away from the bullet, 2 centimeter. And then the second one is Roman numeral, also 2 centimeter. So you go there, and then the number style, we choose the Roman numbers. This one, the small ones, and it should be 2 centimeter also. They can have the third level, fourth level, depending on the question. Then when you are done, you click on OK. So it gives you the first level. Now, which one is the second level? You start from the show is aim, and then the show also aims. So you go to the show is aim, and then the show also aims. These two, they are second level. So you select them, and then you can press tab key, or you can press this one, which is increase indent. So that goes to the second level. If you wanted to go to the third level, you go there again. This is the third level, fourth level, fifth level. Now, if you want to bring it back, you press the decrease indent to take you to the right level. Right. So that's how we deal multi-level list. Make sure that you choose your multi-level list, and then select the level for each, or the numbering style for each level, and then you now apply it. Then you click on the tab, or you can use increase or decrease indent. Right. Now, lastly, will be mail merge. Then we close for today. Tomorrow, then we will focus on spreadsheet because of the time. Tomorrow we can go to spreadsheet. The same time tomorrow, spreadsheet and database, they are not much. And then also HTML, we'll put them together. Microsoft Word was a lot. That's why it took most of our time. Right. Now let's go to mail merge. I think I have mail merge questions. Yeah, here's mail merge question. All these are mail merge questions. Now, 7 form. So I am going to open 7 form. Yeah, here's 7 form. And the question says, open the 7 form word processing and perform a mail merge as follows. Use the week's worksheet in the 7 flight spreadsheet as the data source. So now I open it. So to start mail merge, you go to mailings and then you go to start mail merge. Then you choose a letter by default unless otherwise stated. Then the next step is go to select recipient, use existing list. And then sorry, I think I must start again regarding mail merge. Sorry, I must start again regarding mail merge. It went offline. So I'm going to start again regarding mail merge. Right. Now I'm going to start again regarding mail merge. Now the first step, according to the question, it says you must use the 7 flight. So here I go to mailings, the first step, mailings, start mail merge and you choose letter. That's the first step. The second step, select recipient. Who are those going to receive the letter? And then you go to use existing list. Then you go to your document and then select it. Now the question says we must use 7 flight. So we go and look for 7 flight. And then click OK. Then the third step, it says we have to use the week's worksheet, which we use. Now, only passengers who depart from Cape Town or Durban must receive the form. So meaning that we need to edit our recipient list to choose those only from Durban and then Cape Town. So first of all, you go to where do you find the Cape Town and Durban, which is on origin. So you go there and select one of the first option, which is the Cape Town. So it gives us only Cape Town. Now we need to select also Durban. So we have to go to filter. Then we don't choose N, we choose all. Why do we choose all when we have on the same column? We use N when it is on different columns. Like for instance, if we have origin and then those who are male. But because here they said Durban and then Cape Town, we use all. And it's still on F4, which is that is where we see them, equals to Durban. Durban is DUR. And then okay. So it gives us Cape Town and then Durban. Now, when you are done, sometimes they can even ask you to sort. So you can go to sort, and then maybe you sort by maybe F4 in ascending order or descending order. Right. After that, you click OK. Then, whenever you see this less than greater than, it must be replaced with a field. So meaning that the name, you select it, you see insert merge field, it's part of F4. Now the names, let's check our list again. Let's go to edit. Where do you see the name? The names are on the, yeah, these are the names on the traveler city. The surname is on F2. So we have to check it. Insert merge field, which is traveler city. And then the surname, you change it, which was F2. Departure date was F3. Let's check again. Departure date. This one doesn't have departure date. I think we chose the wrong one. Let's go back and check the source 7 flight. Okay, let's proceed because I think we chose the wrong one. So we can just replace the field. Anytime you see them, you replace them like that, the field names. And when you are done, you must save it. Then you go to finish and merge, edit recipient list, and OK. Now you can see that it's going to give you all the information for each and every person. Then this one that says letter 1, you must save it. You go to File, Save As, and then you give a name, browse, then you save it by giving it a name. Like this question, it says we have to save it as 7 merge. Right. So that is all about mail merge. I think I must do the second question, and then you understand it properly. I'm going to use to telecommute. Then I will close the chapter of mail merge. To telecommute. Remember, mail merge question you get from question 7 or sometimes question 2. So you have to look out for that type of question. Right. Now, the question says, letters must be given to the workers who want to telecommute. Complete a mail merge as follows. Use the current document as the merge document and 2 names as the data source. So we have to go to mailings, start mail merge, and we choose letter. The second one, we choose select recipient, use existing list. Then we go and select the list, which they are saying we must use 2 names. And then OK. Then after that, it says, edit the data source to only include those that are of age 18 years and older. So only those who are 18 years and older. So we go to edit recipient list. Then we choose age that must be 18 or older. So we have to go to filter. And then field is age. It shouldn't be equals to, it should be greater or equals to 18. Because the question says 18 years or older. And then we click OK. Like I said, anytime you see this, you must replace them. So there's a name, you select, insert merge field name. And then the surname also. And then they have the device. Only these 3 are the one that we need to replace. As soon as you are done replacing, don't forget to click on Save button. And then after that, you go to Finish and Merge, Edit Individual Document, OK. So you can see you have letter 1, the first name and surname, the first person, then the second one, the third person. So now they will always give you 2 documents. Then the question is complete it and save it as 2 work merge. So the one that has all the letters, you have to go to File, Save As. you browse, and then you give it a name. Don't forget to save it in the same folder of your document, which is to work merge. And then you click on save. Then it will be saved for you. Right. So that is all about mail merge. You go through this, solve this question. This document, like I said, are available for you. Go through Word today, and tomorrow we will do spreadsheet and database and HTML. The rest are not a lot. We can finish that because spreadsheet is only few functions and graphs, and database is also not a lot for grade 11. Thank you for your precious time. Tomorrow, the same time, 7:30, oh no, 6:30, we're gonna start it. We can even start a little bit earlier, let's say 5, but I will communicate to the group. Thank you for your time. Good night.